Hours for y'all to get to know each other. That's 5:30 to 7:30. And at 7:30, we try to be accountable, try to start on time, give or take a few minutes. And now is when we sit down and pay attention. This is where we get to grill these guys up on stage. So all you guys in the back that are having your side conversations, that's wicked cool. But the time to join us is now, or if you want to take your conversations inside, that's recommended, or outside. So I usually start this thing out by asking who here is here for the very, very first time tonight. Right on, guys. Thank you, thank you. Thanks for coming down. Just call out, how did you hear about this thing? Friends. The internet, good one. Your agent. That's even better. Right on. Cool. So believe it or not, this little thing we call SF New Tech turns 7 years old next month. Ooh, where does the time go? I just started growing my beard 7 years ago, and here we are. No, but we're super thrilled you're all here to join us tonight. This is going to be a good night. We have a packed house, so be kind to your neighbors. But seriously, you folks in the back, now's the time to kind of zip it. We sent the bartender in the other room. For those who haven't been here before, if you're thirsty, that's cool because the bar is open in the side room. Feel free to grab a beer. Tip your bartenders. And we're gonna roll through a bunch of demos tonight. But let me make a few announcements first. We have a number of awesome sponsors that help us pull this off. First and foremost, I want to thank our friends from Outlook.com. David, Peter, are you in the house? Where are you guys? Cool, in the back. So one of you guys, I don't know who is Peter going to come? Or David? Maybe? So Outlook has been an awesome supporter of SF New Tech over the last couple of months, and I have a big announcement to make as David takes the stage. So here's the big announcement. We are taking this little show on the road, thanks to our friends at Outlook. In April, expect to see SF New Tech in Las Vegas, in Salt Lake City, and in San Diego. Thank you, Outlook.com. Yeah, so if you have friends or family or anybody in the tech industry in any of those towns, tell them to come on out. We're still scoping the best companies to throw up on stage. But we feel what we do here is slightly infectious. It's great. I know a lot of people get inspired when they step into this room and they go home. They're like, oh, man, that was cool. I know I do after 7 years, so hopefully you do too. We want to export that out into other areas, but we don't want to come and like jump on other people's turf. We want to use it as an opportunity to shine a light on all the great stuff that they're doing in those towns and kind of start to build bridges. Because even though we are the shit here, yeah, it's true, they are doing good stuff other places, believe it or not. So let's see what Salt Lake City is doing in San Diego. So Microsoft and Outlook.com are helping underwrite that whole tour. So this is going to be awesome. That's a big announcement. So Outlook is Microsoft's answer to Gmail. And then some.
That's not really how we'd like to put it, but yes. We also have a bit of an announcement. Yesterday, Outlook.com came out of preview, and so it's fully released. Doesn't have a beta tag on it like Gmail did for the first 5 years.
on something that didn't, you have 60 seconds to promote what. And connect and match with other people in the room. We're testing out the body. Definitely connect or sign on and do that. We are always looking for great and new ways to help you guys extract more value from this situation. And Avavi is helping us take it to the next level. And along the lines of networking at events, we have another great company called Visibo, which is technically headquartered in Israel. Correct. However, but Peter Mullen is the man on the ground, the man in the street, the man on the scene, who's going to give the demo tonight. And he's a BD guy, and he's like none other. I've known Peter for a number of years now. And Peter's first. So Visibo is up next. Up first, I should say. Woo! There you go. There's the energy. Oh, wait. While he gets plugged in, we're streaming live tonight. So tweet. The hashtag tonight is SFNT. We have the tweet wall running in the back. If you're lucky, you'll see your name on the big screen. But let people know that you're in the room. They can join us by just visiting sfnewtech.com. We're streaming live around the world. Yes. So Peter, you have 5 minutes on the clock. That's how it works. And then we'll do a 5-minute Q&A. So you guys think of hard questions. Let's make Peter sweat tonight.
As soon as the screen comes up, we'll be good to go. There we go. Okay, thank you, Miles, and the crowd. My name is Peter Mullen. As Miles said, I'm working business development for Visibo. Kind of a funny name, but hopefully it'll catch on. But Visibo is a company that was founded in Israel about, I'd say 1.5 to 2 years ago. They spent about a year to 1.5 years in development and came out with not just a conference networking app, but a whole environment that takes care of all the constituencies around a large conference or event. And that would be the attendees, but also the event organizers, as well as the sponsors and exhibitors who actually pay good money to gain access and to show their wares at various conferences and events around the world. Now, one of the main tenets of the design center around Visibo was to have one app for all the events that you go to. For those of you who know me, I'm a very prolific event attender, and I'm a very active networker. It's very important to my role as a business developer for multiple companies, but it's nice to have an app to help facilitate that, be able to discover events, find people, learn information about them so that you can target various people to talk to. We've all kind of been at big events. You don't know who to target, or you're relying on serendipity to get going. So in terms of setting up an event, there's a very rich event organizer dashboard. It's very easy to set up. You put the links, you upload the logo, just basic event information about the time and date, and then press save and then make live, and it's then made available in the environment for the mobile app. And what we're going to demo here is the mobile app, which is available in both the iPhone and the iPhone App Store and the Google Play store. But let's go ahead and go through the demo now. So I've downloaded the app. When you do download and you want to start searching for events, one of the first things you're going to be asked to do is to authenticate through your LinkedIn profile. So it is built around LinkedIn as more, kind of the premier professional networking tool, and so that's kind of the basis for discovering and finding information about people. So there is a event discovery, and this is fed basically through Eventbrite for now, and we're going to have others like TicketLeap and Andiamo in Europe and all that other kind of thing. But it allows you to scroll through and just look for various events. And for those of you who are familiar with the Launch Festival, that's coming up the next couple of weeks or so. That app, the event's already been loaded. You can see here you've got information about the event. There's the event website. You've got some basic information about the event. There's some of the people that have already checked in. And I'm going to go ahead and join the Launch Festival and say that I'm going. So it's basically just says I'm actually going to the event, not initially bought a ticket. Now what it does is it brings up the next screen, which allows you to share it to your various social networks, LinkedIn, Twitter, and Facebook. Again, assuming that you've already authenticated. Let's say I don't want to tweet this, but I want to go ahead and share it to my LinkedIn and Facebook friends, and then it's done. And it will publish, you might have noticed the window where the message was. You can override that. There is a basic message, and it includes the Twitter hashtag. Now, once you've joined the community, you can see who's actually there. So you notice, Robert Scoble has joined the event community. You can do things like look at their LinkedIn profile, and if you're not connected via LinkedIn, then oopsie. Don't you love live demos? Okay, there's the back button. You can also send a LinkedIn connection request in the app. You can also view the Twitter stream. You can send the person a private message. We've got a default message. You can override that. And then you can also flag them as a lead, so for follow-up later. And then, undo that as well. So that's how you kind of discover, who's going to the event. You can also do searches on titles, CEOs, CTOs, developers, that kind of stuff. Another thing that's really cool is if they put the agenda up there, you can look at the agenda and log that for future reference. This is the Offers tab, or what we call Partners tab. That's where exhibitors and sponsors can actually put promotions, put advertising, that kind of thing. Another thing it does is it keeps track of all your messages through all your events that you've gone back and forth, so you can always refer back to them. Okay, 10 seconds. Can I cut into my Q&A? Just another couple of things is it does keep track of past events as well. So for example, these are just a number of events that I've already gone to and checked out as well. And then here's one coming up tomorrow called NestCon at NestGSV. Again, some of the people there that I've already linked up with, and you can see that it says I'm already going. So again, the whole idea. Oh, another thing here is that you can keep track of the Twitter buzz through the hashtag. So you can. That's another pretty neat feature in the app. So, well, given that my time's up, I'll go ahead and open it up for questions if you have any.
Thank you, Peter.
Yes, right here, Miles.
What's the revenue model for an organizer for an event this size?
Right now, for the past year and a half, we've done about 1,500 events so far around the world. It was launched in Europe, and just over the last couple of months, it's been launched here in the U.S. It's been free up until about the next month or so. We're going to implement a freemium model. So the first, it's going to be in tiers in event sizes from like 0 to 100 will be free, 100 and 250 will be about $300, and then various tiers up to $1,000 for 1,000 and above. Then we're also going to take a transaction fee off some of the promotions and offers that are made through the sponsors and promoters tab.
Okay, so you make it, you provide a widget or something for the event organizer to put on the site to allow people to know that it's there?
Yeah, I mean, it would have been overkill to try and show the event organizer dashboard as well as the app itself, but yeah, you have the ability that, you know, once you make an event live, it'll then take you through another screen with, you know, promote, and then there is an email template, there's a widget you can put on your website to have people connect and download the app. You know, and the various links that has a nice, really built page. It actually shows a sample of who's going, kind of like, you know, Plancast was. In fact, we kind of, you know, kind of on the side is Plancast meets Foursquare meets LinkedIn meets Eventbrite. So it kind of mashes together a lot of those different functions in a very rich, you know, full-featured conference app.
So it actually has a function that allows people to arrange to meet at the event, prior to the event?
Through the messaging, you know, I don't know maybe what you're referring to. If you certainly got some design ideas, we'd love to hear them. You know.
Cool.
Hi. I think the value prop to the, I guess, the attendee is pretty clear to me. Like, as a biz dev person, I would love to know who's going to be at the events. Over here.
Where?
My question for you is more on the organizer side. What's kind of the value proposition for them signing up for the service and using you guys? And what kind of obstacles have you encountered so far?
Okay, a couple of things on the organizer side, and as you can imagine, the adoption from organizers have been from one end of the spectrum to the other. You know, some organizers for some reason don't want to use it, but you know, others. A couple of things. One is it can make your event more attractive in terms of, you know, just being kind of a core networking event. Okay, it gives people more detailed information about who's attending, you know, through their LinkedIn profiles, and it's totally opt-in, so it's not very stocky. People are putting themselves out there to be, you know, viewed and you know, meeting, if you will. But when everybody joins the community, you have the option to socialize it. So what it does is it gives it additional buzz through all your social channels. You know, I have I think roughly a couple of thousand when you add up my LinkedIn, Facebook, and Twitter. So every time that I join an event and socialize it, there's going to be about 2,000 people that get wind of the event. The third thing is you gain more insight into your user behavior, you know, how they're networking, you know, how they're sharing information about themselves and sending messages. And there's also a very, you know, rich analytics environment. Again, can't show the whole thing here, but there's a report published after every event for the organizer to show them how many people joined the community, and you can map that against, you know, how many people actually registered for the event itself. It shows the number of shares to the various social networks that all the attendees have made. It shows how many messages that were sent back, how many profiles were viewed, how many times the agenda was viewed. So that's kind of a cool thing that the event organizers, you know, like when they go out there. And then another thing about the organizers is it gives the sponsors another channel for access to the high value attendees. You know, given that this is really designed to be a professional networking tool at the events, and so the demographics of people who actually use this is pretty high, and so it also gives the organizers the ability to push messages out to all the attendees. So, for example, say the agenda change. Oh, we have to cancel the 11 o'clock, you know, lunch, you know, whatever, or we've moved it out to this other area. Organizers are typically challenged with that. You can just push a message out and it just comes out just like any other standard notification. So that's kind of it in a nutshell.
Do you create, I'm sorry for my accent.
I sound like I have an accent.
Do you create relevant groups for events in social networks? So a group for automatically create that group for event in Facebook,
I'm sorry, I don't understand the question.
Actually, I see it as you repeat several aspects of similar functionality of Facebook for events. So it would be logical that you create these parts of functionality in Facebook. To create a group for this event in Facebook and map all your things there. No?
That's an interesting idea. I don't know what else to say.
That's the question. Yeah. Okay.
Are you building in a Facebook app? I think the question is, are you integrating deeper within a Facebook?
Yeah, deeper.
Deep integration into Facebook.
Yes, sir.
I honestly don't know. I'm happy to take the question offline and get back to you if that's of real interest.
And final question, Peter, because we are out of time.
Okay.
What kind of fee structure do you have for event organizers like this?
What do you mean fee structure?
Well, you have a revenue model, right?
Yes.
Okay, so where are you making your money?
That was the first question. It's a freemium model, so it is tiered based on the number of actual attendees that attend an event. So if the first tier is probably going to stop around 100, second 250, third 500, fourth 1,000. So it'll be 0, 300, 600, $1,000. So there's a couple of different models for conference event apps. One is the multi-event app, of which Visivo is one. The other one is there's a company called Double Dutch. They actually build custom apps for a single event, and they charge a lot of money for it, and they're making a lot of revenue. But you actually have to download an app for every single event you go to. So that, we're hoping that, to make this the standard for the multi-event app industry. So far doing pretty good. We signed up Marketo, we signed up the Always On Network, got the Dublin Web Summit Pioneers Festival in Europe. So we're signing up some pretty big names here, and we're kind of, just going after the general tech market. So it's a crowded space, but we feel ours is pretty best in class. So.
Right on. Surveying crowded space for crowded spaces.
Crowded space for crowded.
Good job.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Okay, up next is Jari, who you may remember was on the stage a number of years ago. He was, back in the day, Jari was the chief innovation dude at Nokia. How'd that go for you? No.
That was great. Those were the times. If you're a sponsor in the audience, I can wholeheartedly vouch for Miles, and he knows to definitely organize these events. So
thank you.
It was a pleasure working with him.
Right on. So you built a new app, and it's called Pedicin.
Yes.
Let's hear it.
So thank you. So thank you. My name is Jari. I'm here to talk about my application. It's a medical notebook for the iPhone. And basically, I worked at Nokia for 13 years in security and mobility, and was researching where to go next, and found out that there's a pretty open market for healthcare specifically. Met a lot of people, attended events, and I realized that there's no really leader in the space for mobile health. If you think about a specific company, there's not really one company that will come to mind that will be leading in this space. So, and also it was a good bridge from security to start thinking about health solutions. And I researched a lot of problems in this space, and came to a couple of conclusions that access to information, specifically in the United States with employer-sponsored healthcare, is a big problem. It leads to data silos and very difficult ways of accessing information, and I started solving and handcrafting problems and solutions around this area. I interviewed 100 families in the Bay Area early last year, and the key takeaways from these conversations, more or less, that people don't really have a solution where they could manage their own health information. And then also that people really want something mobile that is not specifically related to the web, and they will be actually willing to pay. So with Encourage, with these, I started to handcraft the minimum viable product last year with kind of four main requirements. That it supports several users, that the family have the conveniences of having information in one place rather than having several logins, and access to information in kind of inherently mobile first, not on a web service, and built-in security and privacy considerations, and very extreme, quick, easy ways of exporting data when you need to communicate with different insurance companies and medical institutions and school districts and so forth. So I came up with what I call Evernote for healthcare. It has two main functionalities: capturing information for the consumer and calculate then specific schedulings related to vaccinations and allergies and any kinds of conditions. You can view, search, and filter, and then you can export and create encrypted PDF document out of the data. I have some complementary features also, a couple of databases about vaccines, allergies, a capability to calculate a risk for a heart attack, and then a body mass index as well as capabilities to look for service providers that are nearby. If you're traveling and have your medical information with you, it comes in handy to communicate those with service providers. I'm currently planning to work with different hospitals or service providers to connect with desktop and tablet experience and perhaps Android when resources do permit, to connect with current hospital records and information that people and consumers might already have, and a method of exporting these to the application going forward. And this is the team behind the application. I have a couple of PhDs, 2 lawyers and 2 developers, and experience from Nokia and Apple and regulatory CDC, FDA type of experience in the team, and we're happy that we actually just have a launch party coming up this Friday here in San Francisco. So pretty new stuff. And let me show you how the actual app works. Okay, so we got a couple seconds. So I have here Abe, my test user with his iPhone. He's got a lot of stuff on his timeline, but basically you enter to the application, you see a timeline, and you have an add menu that you're able to add specific conditions, these be whether they are broken bones, headaches, migraines, pains, aches. You can add vaccinations, and the handy thing is that it calculates the vaccination schedule automatically. So let's say you have a polio shot today, it tells you when the next are due, and it shows you on the timeline when you should get the next shot. You can add pictures, items, any type of information to the timeline that is specific to your needs. I am trying to capture as much possible. Checkpoint and media, they offer pictures like whether they are the specific infections of a skin or an eye condition, and then the second part is that the ability to export the information. You can then tap in the information that you feel you want to share and get out of the application. You can then create a PDF, put a passcode. If you need the additional security, it creates the PDF pretty quickly. You can see that it looks good, and you can then click OK and send it off its way. And also on the timeline, if your doctor tells you to follow up or manage specific things, if let's say like you have backaches or things, you can then search the timeline and just export those things that you feel that are worth exporting. Then also, okay, I think I'm out of time. Maybe I could take a couple of questions. I'll just quickly show you that then the heart risk calculator tells you, according to the Framingham study, based on your cholesterol and different values, your risk for a heart attack. And I'm trying to further automate and answer the question with the application that how are you physically doing compared to the rest of the people in the same demographic age of the other population around you. And then you can also look up doctors nearby, get in touch with them, getting the data through from Yelp. So, any questions? Happy to answer. What do you think?
Hands up high. I'm back here with the microphone.
Hi. Is there a web application as well, or something, a website when we can put like our first data or something when we need to write a lot, because it seems like we need to enter a lot of data, isn't it? So, yeah. Do you have a web platform as well, or will you?
No, it's just actually on the mobile only. So I think I thought about this for a long time, and I think mobile at first is if people would do Yelp or any type of a platform over, I don't think they perhaps would start from a web platform specifically. I think mobile device is something that is so inherently with you at all times, at any given times. It has a camera, it has a location, it has a lot of sensors. I think when things just happen, and for a notebook application, I just think this kind of a mobile application just makes a lot of sense to have with you, because you always have it with you, unlike a computer, which is more, I think, word processing and maybe more productive type of a longer items. But that being said, in my roadmap, I do have the desktop experience planned, and that's one big objective I'm planning to do this year, resources permitting.
I just wanted to know a bit more about your revenue model.
So yeah, it's a free app right now, and basically when I'm exploring and expanding into the desktop, then there might be some partnerships and specifically data related that might come into play. The only way actually this application I'm making money right now is if you add a user. I have this in-app purchase implemented that I would appreciate if you do try the application out. You find it useful, you can then add your kids or your spouse or your friends or someone there to find it valuable. But I want to keep it free, so I think then people have the capability to try it out without any cost, and I think the monetization will come at a later stage. So I don't really think Evernote or other companies focus too much on the monetization on their journey. So it's more important to get the user experience and the UI right first.
Do you ever see full integration with the medical record, the patient-provider medical record information, and also how does this compare to CareZone?
So yeah, on the desktop experience, I'm actually working with a couple of hospital providers and figuring out different systems. And the problem in North America is that every hospital has a different IT system. So I am shortening the list, and I didn't hear the company that you mentioned. How does this relate to? What was the name of the company?
CareZone.
CareZone. Yeah, I'm not familiar with CareZone, unfortunately.
15 seconds. Hands up high. Everybody. Both of you guys, fight it out.
Have you thought of integrating with a service like ZocDoc?
Sure, yeah, I'd love to. I'm not sure if they have an API though. If they do, I'd love to. So if you know some guys there, I'm happy to talk to them.
Where is your data stored?
It's in the iCloud actually, so I wanted to create a very totally non-intrusive information. So it's your personal iCloud storage. So rather than having a third-party hosted, cloud, this is your information. Like I'm offering, it's a more tool and utility than that I would take a look at your data and start selling it some other place. But while I'm thinking about other platforms like Android and others, I have to figure out how I'm going to solve that problem. I missed that one.
Don't worry about it. No, it has to do with my facial hair. Don't worry about it. Alrighty, good stuff. I can't wait to see the next level and how you take this. This is awesome.
Thank you. Cool.
Alright, thank you so much.
No worries.
Congratulations. Okay, so you see this tweet wall. To get up there, you have to tag it SFNT. Hit it. Don't talk about my beard. That's just laziness.
Hey, Miles.
Laziness with momentum, that's what happens. All right, next up is WalkMe, and Kevin Goldberg, Director of Marketing, is going to be giving the demo tonight. Jason's going to be driving. And I've seen WalkMe ads all along my Facebook feed, so these guys are on it. Ready to roll?
Yeah.
Woo!
How's it going, everyone? I'm Kevin, this is Jason, and we're from WalkMe. Nowadays everything's online. You're managing your bank online, you're paying your bills online. I even do my grocery shopping online. And these are all great services, except the big problem is they leave it all for you to handle. You know, you don't know how to do it. So you go to the FAQs, you go to their help desk, you go to, you know, walkthrough tutorial videos, and they're all, you know, a hassle. It takes half an hour, 45 minutes. So what we've done at WalkMe is simplify this whole thing. What WalkMe does is show you what you're doing as you're doing it. It's pretty simple. So let me show you a demo using Salesforce, you know, very complicated CRM. Sorry, my driver is a little slow. He's Canadian. All right, so let's say your boss asks you, you know, how to create a new price book, and you're like, shit, I lied on my resume. I don't know. You can go to the help and training and take half hour, 45 minutes again. You can go to a video, or you can go to the WalkMe widget right here on the side. You click that. You search for what you're looking for, how to create a price book. You find the walkthrough that coincides with that, and up pops a tip bubble. You know, it's real easy. You do whatever it tells you. You click products. You wait for the next tip bubble to come. It comes down here. You save a bunch of time, a bunch of hassle, a bunch of frustration. It's pretty cool. This tool works on any site. So we can show you what it looks like on Google. So here it is on Google. You click New Step. As you can see, the tutorial can find any element on the screen. And you click, you put it in your directions, and that's it. Pretty simple. Now here it is on Salesforce again. So let's say you want to create a new contact. So what you do is you find what you're looking for, contacts at the top, click that, type in your directions, and then what you do from here is you actually go through the entire process yourself. You guys okay? You stop along the way and put in the steps required. As you can see, it's pretty simple. The tool's robust enough that it can branch out, it can segmentize pretty much whatever you need it to do for your users to understand, it can do. The tool's easy. It's easy to publish. So if you click up there, publish, basically what you're given is a small snippet of code. We're all familiar with Google Analytics. It's similar to that. So you just copy and paste that little string of code, put it on your site one time, and you're done. Now let's say you're curious about customization. Like I said, the tool is pretty robust. It can do anything you'd like it to do. So anything you can customize. You know, the widget, you could make it look like however you'd like. The bubbles, whatever you want. It's pretty simple. Also, you want to know how your users are using this. You know, where they're jumping off, if they're confused, where they're getting confused at. So we have this awesome analytics tool, which you can see here. These analytic metrics are customizable per client. Whatever you're interested in, we can do. So here's an example of the analytics. A little background on WalkMe. We were founded in 2011 in Israel. We have offices in Tel Aviv and San Francisco. We're based here. Notable clients such as Cisco, Adobe, Inuit, Autodesk, and 100 others. So that's it. Miles? Oh, I forgot to say, if you want to try out WalkMe, you can go to walkme.com, and we have a free trial running right now.
Look at that, 4 minutes and change. Nice work. Okay, hands up high for WalkMe.
First off, good job. What's the pricing structure?
I'll tell you. So basically, we price on two main parameters. The number of walkthroughs that you want on your site, and then the number of time users actually click on those walkthroughs. And based on that, we give you a price.
So I've built a bunch of things like this using like Camtasia and tools like that. Often like it's important to like zoom in or zoom out or do fades and things. Do you guys have that kind of functionality as well?
We don't really have the functionality to zoom in and fade. WalkMe really exists as a tool that can be on the website as users are actually doing stuff. Whereas Camtasia is a tool that you can use to help create videos that you can send off as kind of guides. This is something that exists on the site, so we're not actually changing the website.
From what I've seen with videos, you look through a walkthrough tutorial. My mom's always asking, you know, how do I do this? How do I do that? So if I find a tutorial video, I send it to her, and what she does is she pretty much watches the video, has to pause, go back to the site, go back to the video, go back to the site. So the difference with WalkMe is it's on the site. It doesn't take you anywhere. You know, it shows you how to do it as you're doing it.
How big is the company? So you're technically headquartered out of Israel, and you guys are here, obviously.
Yeah, I think we have about just under 50 people right now between our two offices.
In your analytics, do you have a way to track people's success through the flow? Like, you know, if their success of being able to complete the task they're trying to do?
Yeah, actually, so we track goals. So if you set a goal that you want a user to be able to, you know, in Salesforce, create a new lead, if they're able to do it successfully, we'll track that. Even if they actually close the tip balloons and then go and do it, we'll track that as a successful goal.
You guys have a big fan in user voice. They say they love you guys, so heads up on that one if you didn't already know.
I think there was also another question over here.
Oh, okay. So I'll shut up.
Behind you. Behind you.
Do you have any competitors, and do you have any intellectual property protection, like patents or anything like that?
Yeah, we were totally patented. There are other companies trying to solve the same problem that we're solving, but we have a unique solution, and we were by far the first to market with it.
All right, I'm back here now. Yeah.
So it sounds like you have something loading on the page when you actually walk people through, right? So if I take one step and I go to the next step, I have something loading on the page. There's a script or something that's loading on the page. Is that right?
Yeah, it actually loads after your page loads, so it has no hindrance in your load time.
Okay, that was my question really about load time. So it's asynchronous. So if somebody doesn't wait for it to load and for things to pop up, you're not going to see it, right? So it's basically you have to wait for it to react and load up.
Basically, it's seamless, so it happens at the same time. It's not an issue.
Okay.
I was wondering, excuse me. So if the user enters incorrect information, will WalkMe catch that and give you a warning or give you a notice or something? How does it handle that?
So WalkMe, it really exists as kind of like a thin layer over top. We're not tracking what people are typing in or what they're clicking. We're simply just noticing if somebody's typing in anything. And if they do, that can trigger the next tip balloon or the next event.
Okay, thank you.
You guys are on opposite sides of the room on purpose. I know it.
Hi. I apologize if this was added in your presentation. I kind of missed part of it. Do you have any case studies around, so I work with our API at our company, and obviously we get a lot of inbound support queries. Do you have any sort of case studies around how that helps kind of relieve the load on the customer service desk or anything along those lines, numbers-wise?
Yeah, actually, it's a great question. We do. So WalkMe can be used as a tool for many different purposes. Obviously, support, it's a big issue. Some of our SaaS companies who are using us have seen a 50% reduction in support calls. And we have case studies backing and supporting that.
All right, guys, it looks like we're officially out of time. So big applause for WalkMe.
Good.